Good afternoon on Good Friday from Geraldton, Western Australia. So the next video, video 17, is from our journey from Pinjarra through Perth and up to Jurien Bay. So we're leaving Pinjarra here. Again, I couldn't help including a bit of footage of all them wonderful old buildings as we move out of town. And as soon as we get out, we'll join the main road heading up to Perth. Once again, I could keep harping on it, but the roads in this state are absolutely marvellous. Now, old mate here on the police bike here has been sitting behind me for some time at this stage, and I was starting to get a bit nervous thinking I've been doing something wrong. But he rode on by, left me be. Now, that appears to be a train station, or a transport terminal of some description, and I chat about that later on. In the meantime, my granddaughter was born in Perth, at South Perth, while her mum and dad were working over here, and I couldn't help taking a bit of a deviation. So we're coming down towards South Park now, turning into Mill Lane, I think they call it. And we head up past the James Mitchell Park, yeah, and rip up in here. It's a beautiful part of Perth, absolutely beautiful, well treed. The only trouble is there's not much parking. The streets are very narrow, where there's literally no off-street parking, so I've had to do a little bit of a shufty and go down and pay for parking just outside the zoo. Now, if you could think of a better place to bring up a small child, is right next to the zoo, where you have a pass to visit as much as you like. So that's the zoo straight ahead. The unit's just on the left, and I'll go and find a park. I'm sure these images will bring back wonderful memories to Sarah and Clint of their time over here in Perth. Clint is a Western Australian native. I think I spoke on one of the videos. Manjimup, I think, yeah, is where he comes from. So I went down to the park and had a look and get a few photos, because it's absolutely stunning. If you jump on a ferry here on the edge of the park, it'll take you straight across the Swan River into the city. Well, after that little detour, back on the job. Okay, so joined back up onto the freeway and made it into Perth. Again, it's the roads are great, as you can see. So we've got to go through just onto the what would be the northern edge of Perth, I guess, or the northwestern edge of Perth. Stunning city, beautiful city. I reckon there's some big money in this town. But anyway, past the city, and we're heading up with the Mitchell Freeway, or joining up with the Mitchell Freeway. I guess it's the same guy that the park's named after, I suppose. Must have been a pretty big dude around Western Australia and Perth back in the day, I guess. And here we go, on ramp onto the Mitchell Freeway. And yeah, 75 k's I worked out. 6 lanes of 75 k's would have cost billions of dollars. And there's more to do because we come to a sudden end up the road. And as you can see, the railway line runs from the outside of town from the north, straight between the two, the south and the northbound lanes. Railway stations in between, huge ramps, even bus terminals at some of the larger ones. Anyway, there's a train running into town. They run pretty much non-stop. They're up each other's clackers, so the rail service seems to be pretty good. And you look at all that red dirt on the right hand side there, that's the end of the freeway. So it's all built up there and it just comes to a sudden end. That's it, nothing, no more. So we get back onto the old road, and I guess as the suburbs move north out of Perth, they will extend that 6-lane motorway as required. So we turn a left down here and we head up onto the, the Indian Ocean Drive, I think they're called. Yeah, Indian Ocean Drive. Because instead of going the Brand Highway, which is further inland, I've decided to go up this way because I can look at these gorgeous trees. There's several small communities on the surf side as you come up through here, and well, you just can't call into them all. So I've picked a couple as we go, and Sovereign Hills probably should have called into there. I think that's something fairly historical, but hey, it was moving on. Time was moving on. If you look to the left hand side, you'll see sand dunes. So basically this road is surrounded by sand dunes, very, very old sand dunes. And have a look at these. I think back in the day we used to call them black boys. I don't think you're allowed to call them that anymore, but there were thousands and thousands and thousands of them all over this, and it just seemed to be one patch, several acres of them. There was a point of interest on the left hand side which took us up right on top of the sand dunes where we can look out, and the camera really doesn't do its service because these dunes right along, you can see the ocean behind them, huge dunes. It's all sand up this way, and if you look at those plants there, what you're looking at is actually limestone, and there's lots of limestone mining up along the coast here. I believe they use the lime to produce a product for conditioning agricultural soil. Now, every now and then you'll see a sight that makes you think, well, yes, there is a God. However, carrying on. And arriving at Jurien Bay, I spent 2 days here. I really enjoyed the place. It was quite nice. The facilities were great. I did some washing here. One of the IGA store where I did my grocery shopping was one of the biggest IGA stores I've ever seen, and they had everything. And mind you, the cost was a little bit more than what you expect down home, but we are out in the boondocks. And arriving in town fairly late in the day, so I thought we'll shop around, we'll get something fuel. So $3.16 in real money. At the moment is not a bad price for diesel, especially this far out. So I took the opportunity to top up before I went off for a look around. And as you can see, it's a beautiful spot. Very clean, very tidy, well set up. The locals were nice people. See all the boys out here fishing. I didn't see any caught, but they're having some pretty big bites. I don't know what they were fishing for out there. But in the meantime, that's it for that day, and I camp up for the night, and the next day we put the drone up early in the morning. You can see on the drone footage how quick that ocean drops off. It goes from that sandy beach to really, really deep water. And as you can see, it's a very picturesque spot. It's not a huge town, but it's the kind of town that's got everything you need. Again, I think it's I was talking to one of the local blokes here when I was doing my laundry. He was a carpenter, and he said they're so busy out here. He came out here during the COVID and got stuck here, and he said, I've been here ever since. He said just the retirement people, the retired people moving in, building new houses and everything, and this is the spot to retire to. It's absolutely beautiful here. Alright, that's it for now. That's it for the Perth to Jurien Bay. Next one will be Geraldton, I guess. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.